Welcome to Anxiety Pool.
Top of the morning to you, laddies. Welcome back
dude.
to
Fucking
episode
septic eye intro?
43 of
Disgusting.
the Trash Can Podcast,
Yes.
featuring Skinny Penis and What'd You Make My Name?
Oh, you didn't tell me what your name should be. I'll change it right now. What do you want it to be?
Yeah, you can do it in the middle.
I'll do it in the middle of the podcast.
Scott Pilgrim.
Okay.
Featuring Skinny Penis and Scott Pilgrim.
I don't think I spelt it right. I'm going to spell it purposely really wrong.
That's okay. Spell it with numbers like a gamer
I'm going
tag.
to do an underscore. Let's put a $sign in there. 1 kill.
There we go. We go.
Yeah, that should be good. And then I'll do an No, you can't put pluses there. Underscore, like 2015.
If you're listening right now, please tune into our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see exactly what he's doing right now. It's horrendous. I imagine it's the worst thing ever.
No, stop it. It looks great.
Okay. As long as you think it looks great.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's acceptable.
Episode 44. Did we say that already?
Yeah, I think I said 43. Fuck, we just talked about that. We literally just talked about that
Focus
before we
the
hit
hell
record.
Focus the hell up.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, I got excited.
This is a professional podcast.
Clearly. Yeah. Speaking of that, check down our merch store down in the link. We've got sweaters and dad hats
T-shirts,
and
baseball cards.
baseball.
You can check out the Pokemon
Yeah, whatever-
section. with
Whatever
some-
you need.
Yep.
Whatever you need, we got it.
Yep.
We've got our own anxiety pool branded Keurig. Shout out to Keurig.
Yep.
Thanks for not sponsoring us this episode.
Check out our Amazon affiliate link. down
Amazon
below.
affiliate link. Yep.
Yep.
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
Nicholas. It's
Yeah.
time to get serious.
I bought a gun.
Oh, yeah, if you want to talk about that. I was basically going to ask you how was your week, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, yeah.
Nicholas bought a gun, his first handgun.
Yeah, and it's kind of depressing, to be honest.
Went for
Not necessarily depressing.
a little overkill.
Yeah, it's a little overkill. I've been told that I'm overcompensating. But at the same time, I'm scared for my life at all times. So I got this big fella,
It's a
this Glock
Glock
40
Yeah.
that shoots 10mm auto. I mean, it's honestly ridiculous. Yeah, it's empty. I made sure before I pointed at my $200 monitor. But it's a hefty fella. I mean,
The big boy,
can't-
definitely.
I cannot carry this.
You probably
There's
could.
no way.
It just looked like you have. I mean, it would just imprint. Like I said, it would imprint so hard. Unless you
It
got
would
like
imprint.
a decent, like more up the, like not deep concealment in the waistband, but more like
Belly.
halfway through, so it sticks up your shirt a little bit. Yeah, and then you just
Yeah, I'm willing to try stuff. I just don't want to blow money while I'm trying.
yeah.
So, before we started recording, I wanted to tell you something that freaks me out a little bit. So, I bought this gun Wednesday. I showed my mom, or I picked it up Wednesday. I showed my mom Thursday morning before she went to work.
Yeah.
She thought it was crazy.
Yeah.
And then I took it back up to my room, and I tried to see when my stepdad would come home so I could show him. Turns out my mom just like told him that I bought it, so he just like came up here
Mm-hmm.
while I wasn't here.
Oh,
And just he just found it and looked at it and put it back. I mean, like it's not that big of a deal, but at the same time I wish he would have told me.
yeah.
I got back to the house today. I knew they were going to be here before they headed out to Din Din, and I showed him and I was like, look at this fancy little guy. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I already saw it." He told me that he just like came up here without my consent, but I live in their house, so it is what it is. I assume it frustrated him a little bit that he didn't know I bought a gun and I just like had it.
I guess that shouldn't really matter. You know, you're a grown ass man. You do whatever the fuck you want. You shouldn't need your parents' permission. He's got guns in the house, so it's like then it's not a big deal. Like if say my sister just went up into my room without asking me and went to go check out a gun, yeah, I'd be a little concerned because she's not the safest. She's not fully educated. I figured he probably is. you know, to a certain degree, you
I
know,
mean, it's
where he knows what
it's
he's
to a
doing.
certain degree. The
He's not
last
gonna
time,
damage the gun, is what I'm saying. He's not gonna he's not gonna load it and fucking put a hole in the wall, you know.
no, I know he's not going to do that, but I mean, there's sometimes when Mitchell and I have gone to the range, and he's done some things where I like backed away.
Yeah, you told me about one of them with the judge. Yeah,
Yeah, and it literally just went off.
yeah.
But he had it pointed down range still, which was nice. And then I got me,
Yeah, like I said, you got to break multiple of the firearm rules to have an incident.
I got me some carry ammo. This high performance from Underwood Ammo.
Yeah, Underwood's good.
Jeez, put it over.
Yeah, beautiful,
Underwood.
beautiful.
Some hollow points.
Are they
You
hot?
see that?
Are they like plus P's? You got to get them plus P's. That's what you need to shoot next. You need to get some 10mm plus P's and shoot those.
Plus P's. I bet those
Yeah.
are ridiculous.
Mhm.
A box of 20 of these was
40
$25.
Oh, that's not bad. I was expecting a lot more. We paid
Yeah.
more for that than I paid more. You said $25, so it's like
$25 for 20 rounds of hollow points.
a little bit more than a little bit more than. And you needed another one too. I don't know how you intend to carry, but you should have at least 2 mags ready to go.
Just while we're at the house. I'm not going
Right.
to carry this for a while. Just while we're at the house, since I have 3 mags with the package, I'm just going to keep 1 mag with the hollows in there. And then I mean later I'll buy more. But yeah, this box of 20 was $25, and then the boxes of 50 were $25 each.
Why didn't you just buy the box of 50?
Well, no, I'm saying the box of 50 range ammo that we
Oh
took.
yeah, the range ammo. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's cool. It's swooed.
The one that
Nothing
I did was $32. So I got scammed.
Yeah. But
That's always how
No.
range ammo is, though.
I'm excited. I bought a new gun. We're gonna feel it out for a little bit, see what we can do with it. That's really it. Had me a little depressive episode this week about work, but I'm over it. I don't fucking care anymore.
Yeah, who gives a shit about those other
Yes.
people? Fuck them.
Yes.
Fuck 'em.
Yes.
Maybe actually fuck them, and then get them out of here.
I don't have the confidence.
Get them out
to
of
know.
here.
Sorry. What did you do anything this week? Are we still doing that?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. The range this week was like my highlight. I've just been playing this like shitty single player Tarkov mod. It's like
Hey, it's
pretty
not
much
shitty if you're
all I've
having
been doing.
fun.
Yeah, I'm having fun. It's just, I really do enjoy Tarkov, but unfortunately, just like any online game, it's plagued with cheaters, you know, and desync and just all kinds of bullshit. And a game that precise, a game that, you know, with the stakes as high as it truly is, I want that experience to be perfect. I don't want to have to deal with the bullshit, you know. When I've got like $2 million of gear on me and I get killed by a hacker, that like ruins my entire experience with the game. Like, I know it's not the game's fault. It's just like, now I know that's a possibility. And
Yeah.
it's like, do I really want to continue to play this game when I come across some bullshit every once in a while? And as always, the game is not the most balanced because I don't think it is any sort of level based matchmaking. I think it just chucks you in a raid with whoever it can. And unfortunately, if you're not, you know, some of these people that play the game 24/7 and like,
yeah, you're not kitted up right off the bat,
Right,
like the rest of them.
by week 4, if you haven't been playing since the beginning of the raid, like, or of the wipe, you know, you're going to go in there and you're just going to get dominated. You're literally going to
Yeah.
get dominated all the time because your ammo is not going to be able to pierce anything that they're wearing. You know, your armor is not going to compare at all. You're going to get one tapped all the time. It's so hard. Like, it's such a brutal game. And it's still fun, absolutely, but I don't have the time nor the willpower to just put myself through that torture. So
Yeah.
I find it much easier to play this little online mod. I can still do the quests and it's still very difficult. I still get my ass handed to me once in a while, you know, because it's got like AI that are coded as like PMCs and stuff, and they'll carry like really good armor, really good gear, and really good guns. So it's still difficult, but it's like it just cut out all the bullshit. I don't have to deal with any more bullshit. If it could be
Yeah.
if it could be online, that would be perfect. Like if Tarkov one day just added like some online offline version, where you could play with buddies.
Online, offline.
Yeah, where you're playing in the online version of the game.
Private matches.
Right, like private matches where there's no like progression gain or item loss. You can just go in and just do shit with your buddies and stuff. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just it's a long time before that would be anything. I think they're focused on a lot more important things. I think the online or the community for the online version of the game is just it's already strong enough that they don't really need to focus on any of that shit. Nobody's really asking for it, There's like a very
I agree.
niche group, so I don't know. I'm having fun with it. You can kind of make it difficult for yourself, like the way I kind of made it hard for me, which made it even more difficult. But it felt like it balanced out the first time I played it. Is I did like a hardcore version where I couldn't spend any money.
Ooh.
The only money that I could spend was for cases. So like
Okay.
So like item cases, weapon cases, docs cases, shit like that. And
Mhm.
I couldn't buy anything out the flea market, and I couldn't spend money on any weapon parts. So like everything I did in that game I had to find in the raid. And that made it very, very challenging. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I imagine that sounds cooler.
Yeah, it's like you're not just cuz the thing about with the way I'm doing it now, and I enjoy it because I'm just like burning through it, is because I'm already like level 26 and I've been playing it for like 2 weeks, this single player mod, which is crazy fast leveling, compared to what people can do online. I don't know, unless you're like Landmark and you're just playing it constantly. But it's much more rapid progression. It doesn't feel like that much of a grind, You go in.
Yeah, it's a more relaxing version of the game.
Exactly. Yeah. When I need something to upgrade my hideout, I can literally just go to the flea market and just buy everything I need and then just hit upgrade. And then I just, play for 8 hours, come back, complete my upgrade, whereas before you gotta find all that shit.
Makes it a little bit easier to progress.
Yeah, a little bit more
Makes
relaxing.
it more relaxing.
It doesn't make
Yes.
it doesn't necessarily make the like actual experience of like in a raid relaxing in any way. It just makes the everything else easier. Getting guns,
Yeah.
getting ammo, getting upgrades for your hideout, getting the parts you need, shit like that. Just makes it a
Exactly.
little bit more relaxed. So I don't know. That's pretty much all I've been doing this week. It's not. Oh, it's SP Tarkov for anybody who wants to look it up or something like that. Yeah, SP Tarkov. It's free.
Tarkov.
Yeah, as long as you legally own the game and have it installed on your computer, then you can run it. Don't pirate the game. Support the company.
Don't pirate the game.
Yep. They're still pushing out
agree.
good updates and content regardless of all this Russia bullshit that's going on. Which I haven't heard much about that lately.
What?
The whole thing with Russia and Ukraine?
Oh, yeah, no. I haven't heard about not much
I guess
anything right now.
I guess it like did its purpose for the Dems, and then they've just now swept it under the rug, and they're moving on to monkeypox or what?
All right. All right.
Get
all
real
right.
political about it, huh? Oh man,
Ah.
is that it? That's all you got? Do we want
that's
to
all I really got.
move on to these questions? Maybe we'll burn through this list.
Oh man, just touching those hollow points makes my hands smell like gunpowder now.
Well, it's probably the oil that they coat the
Yeah.
brass with or whatever. My fingers
Probably
still
wash
smell
my
like
hands.
lead. I haven't scraped them or carbon.
Yeah,
gunpowder,
whatever this smell is, I can definitely tell.
Oh.
It's not my human oils.
Yeah, definitely not. All right, we're gonna just continue this question list that we've been doing. Very,
can't
very,
wait.
very, very slowly.
I can't wait.
Yeah, we're on 34 out of 101, so we've still got a ways to go. This category is called relationship questions. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Question number 1. What is the first thing you notice about a girl?
So, there's different scenarios. I'm always looking at, the face and the ass. Those are the top two.
Uh-huh.
But if her toes are out, I'm gonna look at her toes. And now, hear me out.
You have a thing for toes.
I don't have a foot fetish. I fucking hate feet.
Me too.
So if her feet are ugly, makes it even worse.
Yeah. So first is the face and ass, then
Yep.
is the toes.
Yep. And then I'll look at their hands too. If they have toe thumbs, ugh.
God, you're so physical about it. I'll be
I
completely
know.
honest, and it's like the first thing I look for in any chick is their appearance. It's like, of course, it's what we are as humans, right? We want
Yep.
somebody beautiful. We obviously don't want somebody ugly.
My kids can't be ugly. That's the thing.
Right, that's a problem. Silence that shit. What the fuck is wrong with you, you unprofessional?
It's my boss. Chill out.
Yeah, it's and then obviously the second thing is their personality. If they come in and I notice they're like a 5 or something, and they're not ugly, but they're not like a supermodel. And then they come in and they've got like a 10 for the personality. I mean, that can totally off balance it for me. Like, realistically, I definitely wouldn't want to date somebody ugly, because I don't think anybody does. But I could definitely take someone that is just like not a looker, but not ugly per se, but has a great personality. That's kind of like where I'm at this point. I don't want a supermodel. I don't want an 8 or a 9 or a 10. I would very happily take a 6 and a 7 with like a 10 for a personality. That's like kind of where I'm at.
My
now.
thing is like I'm not for hot anymore. Hot is like a base level that you cannot change, right?
Yeah.
The only way you can get rid of hot is age or terrible diet or not being active. Drugs, something like that.
Yeah.
Hot changes from external factors.
Lots of meth.
If you find a cute girl, which is under hot, right?
Yeah.
They can upgrade to sexy. Just by wearing certain shit or acting a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for cute.
You're looking for that wifey material, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking for wifey material. I'm looking for cute. I don't want hot anymore. Hot is just, I equate hot to psycho. I equate hot to just high maintenance.
Yeah.
Yep. I equate hot to just like money, a fucking gold digger.
Mm-hmm.
Just stuff like that. But cute is like that baseline where you can fluctuate. You have the freedom to move up and down, if you get what I'm saying.
Right, definitely. That's kind of where I've been about. I've been quite prejudiced too, which is funny because I'm heavy myself. I've been prejudiced to heavy girls. Like there is a certain level that's just not okay. Like,
yes, I agree.
Like,
I agree.
Once the top of you is larger than your hips and legs.
And it starts to
droop,
overflow
right.
per se.
That's just, I can't do it. Like, I can do a thick girl, who's got like a nice thick ass and thick thighs and stuff, and maybe she's a little chubby around the midriff, got some thick arms or whatever. I can do that definitely, but there's always that like turning point when. But I've been thinking, and it's kind of like, I don't know how, it's obviously not I don't think it's a good way to think, but I changed my perception on the possibility of going for the heavier girls, because I used to just write them off completely, because I'm like, I'm heavy, I don't want a heavy girl, I don't want to be heavy, so why would I date somebody that's fat? And it's like not what I want to do. I don't want that energy in my life. I'm trying to move away from that. But I figure if you date somebody who is that like kind of heavy, I could always like work with them, work out with them. I know it's a very difficult, it's like, ooh.
That's a real hard gamble, because that is exactly what my uncle thought, and she got fatter while he got fitter. And a terrible situation. They're going through a divorce right now.
That's what happens with a decent chunk of them. And that's the worry. But if you get the right girl, one day you can sit down with her and say, like, look, I'm tired of being heavy, and I want you to be with me during this, and I want your support. But if you want to do it with me, 100% that I've got your support, if you want to get healthy together, kind of like that. You could but of course, a lot of women are going to be like, are you calling me fat? Like, they're going to immediately retaliate and push aggression onto you, because they assume what you're thinking. But they're kind of right. which
Yeah.
is like, but I mean, let's be real. They're just like, there's a very, very, very small amount of people in the world who want a fat person, who want to date a fat, obese, unhealthy person. And I'm just not one of those people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You know, a lot of people think that that's fat shaming and that's fat phobic or whatever the fuck it is. You know, yes, I'm scared of being fat. I'm scared of being unhealthy. I'm scared of dying at an early age. I'm scared of being so obese I don't get to see my kids graduate. Who wouldn't be? It's medically sound. You know, if you're fat, you have a higher chance of dying prematurely. There you go. There you go. It's been proven.
We're treading water here.
Yeah, whatever. Grow up. If you're fat and you're listening to this, that's okay. If that's what makes you happy, whatever. Just know that you're going to encounter health problems that healthy, skinny people are not going to encounter. You know, and
all we are the disclaimer on the cigarette box. That's all we are. That's we're not here to harm you. Keep smoking. We don't fucking care.
Do whatever. I don't give a shit what you do as long as you're not harming
We're just
anybody
letting
else.
you know.
Right.
We're just letting you know.
Then
That's all.
Then you're good. But just realize that if you're heavy, it's not because you have some sort of condition or whatever. You got thyroid issues or whatever. Anybody can lose weight. Literally anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've seen over my experience of talking to people who like say, "Oh, I have such a hard time." There's someone close to me who always says they're having a hard time losing weight, and I won't dox them, but it's known to me that they will just like eat chocolate, snacks, like carbs, like right before bed. And they're always complaining that they can't lose weight. It's like, I can't lose weight. I don't know what it is. I'm eating healthy all day. And it's like, well, what do you got right there? Oh, I got a bag of pretzels. How many have you had? Like 40. Oh, what time is it? 10:30 at night? Cool. It's like,
it's a simple calorie deficit.
It's literally just
like
a calorie deficit.
First step.
Yeah.
That is the first step. Stop eating less.
Or stop eating.
Stop eating more.
Stop.
Eat less. Eat less.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's super simple. People think I have to work out. I have to do something. No, you literally just have to move, which everybody can do, and put yourself at a calorie deficit. That's literally it. And if you can get up out of your chair and walk to the fridge to get a snack, you can work out. You can move, whether that be literally just taking 100 steps. Back and forth, just walking back and forth while you're watching your favorite TV show, or doing a crunch or two, just laying on the ground and trying to get yourself up. You can do that for 5 minutes. That's literally all you need to do. You do that for 5 minutes a day, and you download one of those calorie counting apps like MyFitnessPal. It's free to use, and you just log all your food. It's so simple. A lot of the stuff, especially if you're using prepackaged food, you can scan the barcode. You can set how much of it you're eating, like yada yada yada. It'll track your fats, your sugars, your carbs, your everything for you. It's so simple. It's so fucking easy. The only thing stopping you is yourself. Either you're lazy, or you just don't want to be healthy.
Pretty much. It's down to that.
Which I'm lazy. I know that. I know that for a fact. It's the first step in fixing any problem is admitting that there is a problem. I'm lazy, definitely. I don't have the will to get up in the morning and get on the treadmill. I wish I did. I'm working on it. But these are literally the only two answers to why you are fat. Because you don't care. I forgot the other ones.
You don't care, or you're lazy.
Or you're lazy. Thank you.
but like as you were saying, I mean, being fat is an issue overall. Morbidly obese being an even worse factor. I mean, you can be healthy and chunky,
right?
But if you really want to commit, you have to fucking commit. You can't keep envisioning yourself as this. It's like working a minimum wage job and constantly fucking shopping for private jets on Google. Like, why the fuck would you do that to yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same. And this equates back to fucking social media and seeing models on Instagram all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
And then this wave of like, fat is the new sexy or whatever the fuck the proper term is. Yeah, it's bullshit. It's like, dude, I whip open the fucking Victoria's Secret catalog when, I'm feeling frisky.
Those are the
I don't
days.
do that.
I don't want to open
I
up
don't do that, but
a fat catalog. Yeah, kids nowadays are gonna
Yeah.
buy a Playboy magazine or something. It'll be a fat
I
bitch in
actively avoid that category on Pornhub.
there. The BBW category.
the BBW category.
Yes, absolutely. It's gross. It's nasty. It's like I don't want to look. I don't want to watch a pig get fucked. That's like the least attractive thing in the world to me. Come on, like I mean, if you've watched those videos, there's a pretty damn close comparison to like a pig.
I haven't even tried.
They've popped up once in a while, like when I'm like browsing image boards or whatever. I see a
You know how
pig.
like the thumbnail will autoplay while you're scrolling? I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, dude,
yeah.
I get it.
The same thing when I'm like on the homepage and I see like a pregnant lady get slammed. I'm like, ooh, why?
It's like that. It's like that. I can't remember what that comedian's name is, but he started really small, and I've been watching him on YouTube Shorts, and now he's like filling out amphitheaters, which is really cool. But he has a podcast, and he did a take on fat models, and it's like it's dead on. It's straight on. He was talking about how he's a comedian, and he says he wants attention. And so he provides entertainment to people, and he gets his attention, right? It's a fair trade.
I know who you're talking about.
You know what
I
I'm
can't
talking
remember his
about?
name though.
Yeah, I can't remember his damn name. He's really funny. Whereas, with models, at least they're willing to lose weight. They're doing something. They're working hard on maintaining their weight, on maintaining their beauty. Whereas fat models literally are just asking for attention. They're not doing anything and not giving anybody anything in return. Maybe that small niche group of people who enjoy obese models, but those people, they're just like, I'm fat, so I want attention. I want to be seen in the light, and I'm not willing to do anything to make myself worthy of the light. Sorry, go ahead.
It literally is the participation award. That fucking shit ruined our entire generation.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that only my baseball team, when I played baseball, T-ball as a kid, that they gave out participation trophies. And then when I moved up to bigger and better sports, like when I was playing football and soccer, we never got participation trophies, because if they would have given me one the whole time, like, I probably would have been a different person. I'd probably be a lot more entitled, a lot more of a scumbag, like just, expecting the world to be owed to me, not doing anything.
It's that simple.
I'd probably be a Democrat. Get real political this episode.
In one of the in that Matt Black Suicide Boys song, one of the lyrics is blowing through money like Democrats. I don't know if you noticed that, but I thought that was a good line.
It takes me like probably 20 times listening to a song to really get into the lyrics, to like actually start like kind of focusing, because
I was about to say it goes through phases.
Yeah.
You go through like, that's a nice sounding song.
Right.
And then you go, that's a nice beat. And
Right.
then you go, oh, I'm listening to the words.
Yes, exactly.
Those are the phases.
That's exactly it. Yeah. You start by enjoying just the overall presence, like the overall vibe of the song. Then you start enjoying the instruments, and then you start getting the lyrics. Yeah.
And my favorite, like I used to not like the genre, but it's not, I don't think I'm trying to reference a certain genre. It's the type of music, I guess. I just call them speaker knockers. You know what I'm talking about?
Speaker knockers. What, like headbangers?
Yeah, headbangers or speaker knockers. They're the same thing. But like just that as background music, that's good for me. And some of the Suicide Boys songs are just straight up speaker knockers. Like you don't even have to listen to the words. The beats are just too crazy.
I have to one of these days get my subwoofer working again in my car. It's such a bummer. I was listening to some Suicide Boys I was smoking, and it's just not the same. Without the bass, it's like it's loses its presence, It's like
it sure does. It sure does.
It's like my little door speakers just don't provide enough oomph. I wonder what happened. Okay. It must be. I feel like it was the other day, because I'm a retard.
Do you know what you were listening to when that happened?
One of the Suicide Boys songs. It was. I'm pretty sure it was. Man, no, it couldn't have been. Because it happened on Wednesday, right? I had just gotten off of work, and I was driving over to the Kroger over there because they have a tire filling machine, and I got a flat tire.
Yes.
My right rear tire has been flat for like a couple months, and I've just been filling it up every week because it only ever gets down to like 25 psi. So it's like it's a slow enough leak that I can just fill it every week.
Mhm.
It's costing me $1.50 a week, but whatever. Um, and yeah, I was listening to some Suicide Boys song, and then all of a sudden I just heard like, and then the bass just stopped. I was like,
Oh,
fuck. So as I was,
that's so bad. Do you
yeah,
think you fully blew it out or something just got disconnected?
so when I pulled up to fill my air, I filled my air up, and then I looked around, nobody was around me, so I opened up the trunk to check and see like if the connections were good and the wires looked okay. And unfortunately, the amp is underneath the seat. But I think what happened is I'm a retard and I drive around with a bong full of water,
Mm-hmm.
like tucked in beside my seat, and it if I don't tuck it in enough and I go around a pretty brutal turn, it'll just tip right over and dump all the water out. And the amp for the subwoofer is underneath the seat. And I feel like at one point, because I've spilled the bong in my car twice at least, I feel like at
Oh,
one point I've spilled it, and it luckily I've got the nice rubber floor mats, so most of the water gets picked up by the mats, and then when I pull over, I can just dump it out, spray the mat down with the hose, and let it dry overnight. But
so I need a subwoofer and an amp.
depends on how large the subwoofer is. A lot of like internal car radio units, I don't know, there's an actual word for it. They don't provide enough power through their
Mm-hmm.
outputs. So you
Okay.
have to like for my subwoofer, you have to take the bass line, like the wire, the bass wire that plugs into that, and then you got to send it down into the amp, and that'll push out the signal, and then the amp needs to be wired to the battery, and then it needs to be grounded for power, and then the amp needs to be plugged into the subwoofer wherever you got it.
That makes sense.
It's
That
it's
makes
it's the
sense.
exact same theory behind
High
um,
powered headphones.
high powered headphones and having
I
a
gotcha.
an amp for that. Yep.
Thank God. Thank God these meet the minimum requirement for, or this meets the minimum requirement for these.
I just
I mean,
couldn't.
they sound phenomenal through this, but I
Yeah.
couldn't imagine running it through an amp. I bet it sounds so much better.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, and a DAC too, a DAC to clean
Yep.
up the audio as well. Yeah, I would if you don't have one, I'd highly recommend it because it changes the music, like it really does.
This cable's not super long though, so I like having it plugged into my mic. So I don't really care right now.
Uh,
Right now, I don't care.
you get a longer cable.
I could.
I've
I
got
could. I
mine
don't know if
like
this. I don't think this disconnects. It'd be
really.
an extension. Yeah, it'd be an extension.
That sucks. See, I like that this one disconnects. Although it's
It
some
might.
weird proprietary cable. I feel like a majority of high end headphones will disconnect. Don't just pull on it and rip it out. I can't see it at all. No, yeah, you can't disconnect those. Wow.
Yeah, they're fully in there. All right, we got severely off topic.
Yes, we did. Have you ever been in love?
I think so.
I don't know if I've ever been in like true love, like where
I
you
don't.
you,
Yeah,
you
I don't think it was
wait.
true.
I think like true love, when you truly love somebody, you're like waiting for them to text or call you kind of thing. Like they come up in your mind like once an hour, like, oh, I wonder what they're doing. Like, I wonder how they're feeling. Like, maybe I should text them, maybe I should call. Maybe let's see
Mm.
if I can hang out with them. I wonder if they got plans, shit like that. Like you want to do, you'll drop literally anything that you're doing to hang out with that person, to be with that
I
person.
felt like that at the beginning.
Yeah.
Later on, it was kind of the opposite.
Yeah, well, love dies. So,
Love
yeah.
does die. Love does die. But I mean, I felt I was in love at some point, but it was not true love. It was not true love.
Yeah. I've never you would know if it's true love, and I've never, you know. There's always hesitations in it, It's like
Yeah,
when you think, "Oh, I really love this person." If you have to
exactly.
think whether or not you really love this person, then it's like not true love, yeah. Do you believe in soulmates?
No,
No.
I don't.
I
No,
I kind of
I think
do.
I think there's enough of us out there that you could. I mean, think about it. You have two perfect options. They're out there. They exist.
Yeah.
Both of them can't be soulmates.
What do you mean? I'm not following.
Like, think there's almost 8 billion of us on this planet.
Yeah.
There are multiple people out there that fit your perfect description that could love you back.
Yeah.
That doesn't make all of them soulmates.
But not all of them are perfect. You that's impossible. It's statistically impossible for multiple people. We're like snowflakes. Every one of us is different. Some people are misguided, sure, but nobody's life experiences are truly ever the same. You can never have two people that are like literally perfectly identical. It's not possible, because it doesn't matter how physically similar you are or mentally similar you are. Everybody goes through life differently and has different thoughts and different ideas and different, so I don't agree with that. I think there may be people who fit you well, but I think that yes, there is one person on the planet who is the best match for you. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you believe in, so let's say religion, Christianity also says that there's a soulmate for you.
Oh,
for everybody.
Christianity says that?
Pretty sure.
My soulmate's J, man.
I've never read the Bible.
I have not either.
I was thinking about doing it, reading it, because like I am, I guess, a Christian. Like I identify with it, but it's so weird. Let's have a little weird religion segment here. Nobody listens 36 minutes in, so it's okay. 6-minute click through rate.
Yep.
Fucking, it's like I've been watching this show called Lucifer, which is really interesting.
It is. I like it.
And it's really strange because, like, in the show, I feel like that show is almost like a Christian propaganda show,
I think it's satire.
Because I think it is definitely satire, and they do, but there are a lot of just really like Christian Bible school points that come up, like where Lucifer's struggling with what he thinks his father's doing, and it's like, and it comes up and he's like, oh, one of the police department analysts or whatever, that's one of the main characters in the show, or one of the side characters in the show,
who's hot as shit,
is talking to Lucifer. Oh, you like her?
Yeah. Yeah, she's hot as fuck.
I can't remember what her name is. Ella. Her name's Ella in the show. She's the forensic analysis. That's right. For the police department. Yeah, she has a talk with Lucifer where she's like, oh, nobody knows God's plan, and he works in mysterious ways, and your lowest points, are a test, and it's like, it's coming out with like, Christian values, and it happens like, 3 or 4 times a season, and I'm like, weird. Like I had one of the questions that I had about my faith was like the fact that I constantly doubt it. Right. Yeah. And then one of the points that's brought up is I have faith so that I can doubt it. Right. Or I doubt it because I have faith, or some shit like that. And it answered a question that I was having, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. TV show.
No, that's I mean, that's the whole concept of the show. Like it's all about Lucifer. It's about his brothers, his dad, his mom, all that fucking shit, and all the drama. I consider it drama. All the drama that went throughout their fucking family.
Yeah.
And I think for the show to play that satiric role against Christianity, they also have to back it in some way or form, just to make the plot go on.
I don't know if they're like necessarily against it though. I don't.
No, it's not. It's not like that they're against it at all. It's just that they're poking fun at it by the whole show being what it is, and then they add on to it by giving that little Christian, oh, I'm a believer, like every once in a while.
I don't know. I just don't get the vibe that they're poking fun at it. Like it just doesn't feel like, I get what you're saying by it's, satirical or whatever, it's satire, but I don't get the vibe from it. It feels like a separate, like a multiverse kind of situation.
A separate storyline per se.
Yeah, where it's like in this universe, Christianity is like 100% real. Like it's
Yeah.
as if it was to the book, like, you know, hands down. And that doesn't to me feel like they're necessarily poking fun at it. If anything, they use Lucifer, the satanical character, as its comedic point, but like without spoiling the show. A majority of what I would call the plot, the underlying main plot, I think, of the show is Lucifer like slowly removing himself from that devilish nature and becoming more angelic. Because I don't know
Yeah.
how far you watched, but the intro to, or the last episode of season 2 starts a very interesting story arc into season 3. Man, I want to talk about it. I don't want to spoil it because I don't know
I'll have to find out where I am because I watched a good bit of it.
it's
But
very
I don't
good.
think I went that deep.
6 seasons there are, and it's available on Netflix for anybody who wants to watch it. Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Not
Not
sponsored.
sponsored.
What
Not
are your
sponsored.
turn-offs? I know
My turn-offs? Yeah,
Dank feet.
Don't fucking touch me with your nasty ass fucking gravel grippers. My turnoffs. I mean, it's just like being an overall. I think the biggest turnoff is just like the category of Karen.
Yeah.
Like if I can identify who I'm talking to with a Karen, it's done already. Like I would never want to deal with that. I would never dude, it feels like it's so many women nowadays that just like they are so engulfed within themselves.
Mhm.
Like
Entitled.
everything's about them
Mhm.
all the time. I just don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, I get it. This like feminism movement, this like empowerment of women. Sure, I'm all for it, but of course, there's gonna be people who just take it way too far.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it was the same thing
exactly.
with like the whole slavery thing with black people, and that a lot of people said that you know the white folk who live now need to be need to reprimand, you know, need to make amends for what happened long and long before. It's like that's like
No,
you're taking
fuck
it too
you.
far. Like
Yeah.
I understand you had rough heritage, and I wasn't alive during that time. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I wasn't there, and I can't really necessarily have an opinion on whether or not my ancestors or myself need to amend for my. You know, I'm not going to do a 23andMe and see if my ancestors were plantation owners. Like that's
Nah,
not
it's my body, my choice.
my body, my. That's right.
Fuck you. It's
That's
my body,
right.
my choice.
I ain't doing shit. No, it's
I'm not doing-
there's always going to be people in every group that take it too far. Even in the conservative party, there are people who take it too far. Even you know,
I agree.
there's always going to be outliers. You know, people. That's one of the things that people just don't understand. You know, is what an outlier is. Like they see one radicalist and then they associate that group with that one radicalized action. You know, where
Yep.
like let's say although this is a bad example, like the BLM movement, right? You had the BLM movement. Its core fundamentals were good. They wanted to raise money for underprivileged schools and communities and black communities and things like that. They wanted to.
They didn't do any of that, by
They
the way.
didn't do any of that, right? That's why I said it was a bad example, that all that money was embezzled. But you have like those riots and those raids and shit like that and all this crazy stuff going on, and it gives that movement a bad image. It gives it a negative, violent, extremist image. And it's like
It does.
people associate that with that group now, unfortunately. Because of that one small group of bad people, now the entire group is now associated with that. And
That's how I described it to like everyone that talked to me about it back then when it was a big thing. They'd be like, oh BLM, and I'd be like, yeah, BLM, but not fucking destroying small businesses and fucking throwing bricks at cop cars.
right.
None of that shit.
It's called pattern recognition. It's humans are so good at it. Humans, our brains as humans are dialed in to recognize patterns, and that's
Exactly.
and this is where it's gonna get real spicy, right? I'm sure you
Uh-oh.
saw what I was talking about. It was like a Ben Shapiro, I think, rant about it. You know, where people are saying that profiling or whatever, racism or whatever, and it's like it's not necessarily racism and it's not necessarily profiling, it's pattern recognition, right?
Yeah,
If
that's all it is.
you statistically look at the crime rate by race, broken down by race, and it is significantly higher in the black community. Not saying that it's because I know that, unfortunately, and I truly believe that there were secret government operations done by our own government to pump black communities full of drugs in order to
Yep.
destabilize them. I absolutely believe that the black man in this country, the African American folk in this country, have definitely had it rough. But I definitely don't believe that they can't thrive because of it. You know, anybody can get out of any
No.
situation. You look at people who are refugees of Iraq and shit like that when they were, you know, being invaded and fucking having all this crazy terrorists like Al Qaeda, you know, blowing up their towns. There's a war going on. They're living in like poverty of the poverty. And these people are able to escape their country, move to a better place, you know, educate themselves and better their lives as a whole and live out fruitful, bountiful, happy, successful lives because it's possible. Anybody can do it, you know, like we were talking about
It's
before.
the same concept behind not being fat.
You're either lazy or you just don't care, you know.
Yep.
If you want to better yourself, if you want to better your life, you can't just stand around and wait for it to happen. And you definitely can't wait for a handout. Unfortunately, in this life, nothing is owed to you. You have the oxygen you breathe on this planet. Death and taxes. That's the only things that are guaranteed in life. You have to work for everything else. Bitch.
Yep. 100%. I like how you dropped this mic drop there with the bitch. That was a solid one, yeah.
Yeah. Do you believe in love at first sight? Oh, unless you wanted. Did you want to continue talking about that? Sorry, I was just. Or the 45 minute mark.
No, I didn't. I don't want to take that any further. I don't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was something like how you were talking about the racial profiling thing.
Yeah.
Not verse, but as pattern recognition.
Right.
Just quick scenario. You and me are driving around. People are gonna say this is racist if they find it and clip it 30 years from now.
Hell
Whatever.
yeah.
You and I are driving down one of the roads, 45 miles an hour.
Yeah.
We get cut off by a minivan that pulls out in front of us. They're going 35. What are you and I immediately going to say?
A minivan. Probably call him an Indian.
Okay, an Indian or an Asian. I was thinking Asian.
Or an Asian,
I get in the left lane. We drive the speed limit past them. What do we see in the front seat? An Indian or an Asian. It's pattern recognition.
Almost every time too, yeah.
Yeah, it's not racial profiling if we can't see them first.
Yeah.
That's a good loophole. That's
it's like the whole Alex Jones thing, right? How everybody says he's fucking crazy, right? But he was right about a majority of the stuff. He had factual evidence, and
the frogs are gay.
The frogs are gay, right? Gay tadpoles, homosexual frogs. They want in your ass.
Okay.
Watch out. Okay, ain't no gerbil. That's a frog. You don't want no anal wars.
All right. What was the next question?
Do you believe in love at first sight?
No, I don't.
I don't think so.
I think
either.
I think that's dog shit.
I think love at first sight is a uncontrolled emotional response.
That's caveman energy.
Right.
That's
it's like seeing something and like immediately wanting it and being like, I love this person so much when you don't really know that person at all.
No.
Right?
Yeah, no. That's I want to fuck you energy.
Right. That's exactly
not
what that is. That ain't
Yeah.
love. Yeah. Do you prefer short hair or long hair?
That's iffy. It depends on the person.
Right.
It has to match the whole demeanor.
Right. I do there are some chicks who I like with long hair or short hair. Like there was this girl that I went to high school with. Her name was Jalen. She was kind of cute. She's probably a transgender by now. You know, hey, what's up if you're listening?
I would imagine.
She was talking about transitioning or some shit like that way before this whole tranny LGBTQ thing, talking about getting a surgery to turn her vagina into a dick or something like that. Or
whatever it takes,
shit.
whatever it takes,
right.
yeah.
But for some reason, I was extremely attracted to her because she played video games and she was chill and relaxed and she was actually funny, which a lot of women, unfortunately, aren't funny. It's just not something that they're good at. Oh my god. Pattern recognition. It's not sexist.
Oh Lord.
No, I think it's just, look, realistically, I think that it's not that women aren't funny. I think that there's a very large divide between what men and women find funny.
Yes.
I think that's what it is. And I feel like a majority of these, activities where, let's say, commenting on a YouTube post are majority men.
Yeah.
I think it's
yeah.
a majority of people who are watching YouTube videos on the regular are going to be, age 14 to 21-year-old men, right? Or boys, should I say.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of those people just don't find what a woman has to say funny. So, but it's in my personal opinion, my personal experience that there aren't very many funny women. Amy Schumer, she's annoying as fuck to me. Like, I just can't.
Yeah.
Or like on iFunny when they feature a female comedian, like, I don't find it funny and I don't understand. And then I scroll the comments and it's like, why is this featured? Like, I don't understand. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, women aren't funny. There's like 90% of the comments that are like, women aren't funny. And it's like, it's true. Unfortunately, it's kind of the same when I'm talking about it, like, in my opinion, it's kind of the same when, like, I have a hard time listening to certain types of female music,
Yes.
like female rock and roll just doesn't have the same vibe as to me. There are some like old school, like alternative songs, I would say, like what is it, Evanescence or whatever,
I think that's one of them. I'm imagining some song.
That's kind of good.
Keep talking. I gotta Google something.
But like a female rock star, or like some of those chicks that do like the screamo stuff. Not that I like screamo stuff in general, but it just feels so off to me. And maybe that's just because of my experience. Maybe that's just because of, I grew up on like Metallica and shit like that. Like that classic rock. Even like weird metal like Meatloaf and shit like that my mom used to listen to. But it's like when you take this, I don't know, maybe this genre that I've only ever experienced men singing in, and then you throw a woman in there, and maybe that just wrenches my system. I don't know. I just personally have a hard time with female singers in general. Same thing with female comedians. I think there are a lot of things that women can do substantially better than men can do, and there are a lot of things that men can do substantially better than women can do. So, anybody who's fuming right now because I said women aren't funny.
Okay, I was severely incorrect. Google proved me wrong.
Okay. All right.
But
yes.
Yeah, women comedians are rarely funny. Every once in a while they catch me off guard.
Right, they exist. Definitely.
It's gotten to the point, Amy Schumer specifically, it's gotten to the point to where, like, some of the shit she says is just fucking rude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not even a joke.
Yeah.
She just says it,
Yep.
and people laugh. Like, I get it. Being rude is fucking hilarious sometimes, but when you're, like, that abrasive and it's specifically targeted at a person, you're just shit-talking them. That's all you're doing. It's not even a joke.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, and she
And
steals a lot of her content too, from what I understand.
I
steals
get
jokes.
the energy you're trying to provide to women when, like, I say balls and all my friends fucking laugh, but when you talk about your vagina on TV, like, I could not care less.
Right, it's almost like uncomfortable. It's like I don't.
Yes.
It's like I don't want to hear about your labia. That's not a joke I'm interested in, if I'm honest.
No,
It's like,
absolutely not.
You girls ever wake up and just have that crusty tampon stuck inside your vagina? I'm like, oh,
God. My first thought is like hand grenade and Arby's roast beef sandwich. Like, it's awful. I don't want it. No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Our perception of jokes about the female body is a lot more gruesome, and I think it's just because when our depiction of the female body we hold quite highly. It's something we strive to achieve. We want to have a nice girl around our arms, a nice girl with us. So
A Greek goddess.
right, I want a goddess around my arm. For the most part, like we were talking about
Yeah.
before, we're not really looking for that anymore. But
No.
that's all in every man's heart, no matter who he is. Deep down, he has a want to fuck just the most beautiful woman he could ever imagine. Like it's
in my genes.
it's our caveman brains that just that
Exactly,
drive that
exactly.
energy.
Exactly.
And we hold that image quite highly. So when we joke about the female, when we joke about women, it's always in really gross, gruesome ways. Like fucking like blue waffle was like one of the funniest, grossest things as a kid.
Oh.
Yeah, you just send that picture around to people. It's like it's gross. We find that gross, and it's funny coming from us, but hearing it from a woman who has that, it's just weird. It's gross, I highly doubt that a woman wants to hear about, me taking my finger and going down and scooping out my smegma. Fucking
I'm trying to read things, and you're like schmegma, and my brain goes, ugh.
yeah. Oh my god. All right, let's move on. I'm just to answer that, I'm the same way. I like girls with long hair, but I prefer girls with long hair, I would say, but I definitely do find some chicks with short hair attractive.
Yeah. Turnoffs, back to turnoffs. Morbidly obese,
Yeah.
check that off.
Yep, same.
Gross feet, check that off.
Okay, sure.
And added to the list, bald bitches.
Bald bitches. Nice. Nice. Yeah. I would also say stank pussy. That's a huge turn off for me. Oh yeah.
Ooh,
If
my
it always
God.
stinks, like no matter how much she washes. Yeah, that's a huge turn off for me. I can't do that
Ugh.
that fishy
Egad.
pussy. Let's see.
Shiver me timber.
What do you look for in a girl? Let's say like your top 3 as per se.
Overall intelligence. I want them to be smarter than me.
I think
Period.
we've done this one before.
I'm looking for like book smarts.
Yeah.
Period. Like if they have a degree, I'm good with that. But it can't be in like liberal arts
Right. Something stupid.
or agriculture. I mean, agriculture is actually a huge industry, but overall intelligence.
Yeah, farmers are smart as fuck.
Yeah, I know. The ability to realize that it's not personal 24/7 and like not to blow. How do I want to word this? The ability to take a joke.
Yeah, not sensitive.
Yeah, not sensitive
Not hypersensitive, yeah.
and not high maintenance. That's what it is. So all I want is chill and not high maintenance, pretty much.
I mean, that's exactly what I'm looking for, and I think that's what a lot of men look for. They just want a good, chill, traditional wife, someone to be there when
Mhm.
you get home with dinner ready on the table, and someone to wash your clothes and, be a shoulder to be emotional on, I guess, right? Like that's, and
Mhm.
someone to take care of the kids. I think that's what most traditional men are looking for nowadays.
Disclaimer: I am more than ready to take care of the kids for you. Like
Oh
I'll
yeah,
do that.
I'll be a house dad. Absolutely, yeah. If my
I'll do
wife
that.
is like a
It
doctor
goes-
and she makes
It goes both ways. I am more
Mhm.
than willing to be a stay-at-home dad.
absolutely
No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Here's an interesting one. Who was the last person you called?
This has to do with relationship stuff.
I guess I don't know if it's like gonna be. The question is simply who's the last person you called. Let's see. For me, it was my dad.
It was Mercy last night.
Oops, I'm now calling my dad.
Didn't it used to tell you how long the phone call was?
Yeah, I think you can click on the little I and it'll take you. And then,
Yep. 56 minutes.
Nice. That's a long phone call.
I called him on my way home from moving Mitchell in.
Oh, that's cute. You guys talk
Mhm.
about gay stuff.
No, we talked about our feelings because I know that he's been kind of depressed lately, and I had my little episode this week, so we shot the shit, talked about that. I made sure he wasn't like on the edge.
Goodness me. You think he would
He
be?
just-
No way.
No, I know he's stronger than that. He just really fucking hates living in the middle of the nowhere and having a brain dead job. That's where he's at right now. Like he's super depressed just because of that, and he always defaults to weed. So I wouldn't say his relationship with weed right now is healthy. I mean, You, on the other hand, like you can function with it. He can function with it as well. He just uses it as an out, pretty
Device,
much.
yeah.
A feel good mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he's fine. He's fine. We're gonna play games with him after this if he's on. It's not a big deal.
Poor boy.
He's alright. He's alright.
Rainbows only appear after the storm.
Yep, exactly. Next question. No more sad talk.
Would you rather be rich and never find true love, or be poor and find true love? I'd do the latter. That's an easy answer.
Rich. I want to be rich.
And never ever find true love. Never have somebody you can truly be yourself
How
with.
poor are we? That's not a fair question.
You're lower class. You're not like dirt poor. It's a comparison. You're either lower class or you're upper class. That's like the two. You're either a single upper class bachelor who sleeps with, I guess, probably whoever he wants, but you can never truly make an emotional attachment to anybody.
It doesn't say I have to be a bachelor. It says I don't find true love. So I can get married to some bitch that just loves me because of my money.
Would you want that?
No. But the money.
The money would be nice.
Nah, I would rather be poor and find true love. I'd rather actually find my soulmate. Because you've never found it, and because I never have found it, we don't know how good it is. We don't. Somebody who just perfectly fits your puzzle piece. Literally.
I mean, I may
every
have found it
word
already.
that comes out of your mouth. They're just.
I mean, look at the guy in the other webcam.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, but I'm not gonna bear your children, Nicholas. So.
Who says you can't? Dudes can get pregnant now.
That's true. Yeah, but I'm not going through that change. I've seen videos of the post surgery. That's that's awful. That looks like you've been maimed, bro. And I've heard videos of people who have 6 inches of hair growing out of their vagina, after they. People who get infected. No, seriously, if you ever watched that, I think his name's David Walsh or whatever. He did an interview.
I saw.
What is a
I saw-
woman or whatever?
I didn't. So I want to watch that video. It's not a video. It's a full-blown documentary.
Yeah.
I want to watch that at some point, but what I'm thinking of, and it was featured at some point, you might have skipped over it or have not seen it yet, but it was a full step-by-step this girl's experience on becoming a chick, and how she felt and how she regrets it, and the exact science behind it, and how she talked about how she had hairs coming out, and how
it was probably the same video.
It's so small that
nothing
it
can
doesn't
fit.
even.
Yeah. We literally can't fit it. Yeah. They have to surgically reopen it every few months, and yeah.
Exactly. I would never want to go through that. I don't care how much I want to be a chick. I'm never going to go through that. I'm never going to put myself through that. I'm going to have a dick till I die. That's how it works.
Right. I love my dick.
I love my little guy. my little feller.
He's always there for me whenever I need him.
Always there for me. Always.
Why would I cut him out? Why would I cut him off? I just don't get it.
Exactly.
I mean, that was the last relationship question. We can I mean, fuck, we can just burn through the sports ones because I don't do sports, so
go for it.
Who's your favorite athlete?
Tiger Woods.
I would probably say what's his name? Shit.
Correction. Actual favorite athlete, Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah, you're right. I changed my answer completely. I was trying to think of that one soccer player who does all that. He donates all that money to charity. Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo. He's super good with kids, and he's super humble, and he came from basically being really poor, I think. Might be wrong on that. But yeah, he's a good dude. I was gonna say him, but yeah, no, definitely Tyson. Tyson is a textbook example of the statement that anybody can change. Anybody can can come up from nothing and become something amazing, something incredible. he had such a brutal childhood. He grew up again like what we were talking about before, how anybody can get out of their situation. He was
Mhm.
gangbanging and he was holding people up at gunpoint when he was like what 12, 14, 14?
Yeah,
What was it?
something like
It was
that.
like he was a proper gangbanger, and then he ended up getting incarcerated or something. Went to a boys' home, I think, or something like that. And while he was there, one of the programs was how to box, and he wanted to learn how to box. And then he got picked up by uh, fuck,
A
what's his name?
coach.
Yeah,
It's a
it
coach.
starts with a C, I think, doesn't it?
Coach.
He got picked up by that coach, and yeah, the rest is fucking history. And then even so, during that time where he went to prison and was just he had a rough life. You see what he is now. He's got his podcast and he's got all of his he's like he's one of the wisest people on the planet right now.
He really, I mean, he is the human definition of rise, fall, and rise again. It's crazy.
Yeah, lost his daughter. It's like
his entire life has been a roller coaster, and
Yeah.
he is finally like he is on the straight path. Like he's done.
Yeah.
He's not done. He's Mike fucking Tyson,
And
but he's like
what's
he's
funny,
done fucking up.
right? What's funny to me is I'm pretty sure what he said and the thing that changed his life was the toad. He did
Really?
Yeah, he did DMT. I think that was what changed. I think that was what happened. Is like he was down, and then he did some DMT and he had a breakthrough experience, and then he came out with just a newfound appreciation for life.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm. It's like one of the reasons I was kind of getting into it. One of the reasons I was wondering about it.
I got you. What's next, buddy?
How often do you exercise?
Realistically, like one time every 2 weeks because I'm dog shit at getting myself to do it.
Yeah, I don't like legit exercise. I just try and do a little bit of something every day. Like I probably do 6,000 to 8,000 steps a day, just because like when I've got nothing to do, when like there's really nothing to do at the shop, I'll just like walk back and forth. Or when I'm on the phone with somebody, like when I'm on the phone with you, I just walk back and forth. Or
Yeah.
customer calls, I'm talking to them, I'm just walking around the shop. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. For some reason, when I'm on the phone, I just have to move. I can't sit still on the phone.
There was some study done on that saying that like when you talk to somebody on the phone or whatever, your mind is subconsciously trying to find them. So you pace out of sheer will.
That's
Like,
fancy.
I don't know how to explain it
I don't
better
know-
than the
Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but I'll have to do some research on that because that kind of makes
look
sense.
into that. It was a cool concept.
What's your favorite sports team?
My favorite sports team. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Nice, because you like their name.
No, because when I used to play like NCAA and Madden and shit like that, like I would play with my stepbrothers and they were way into sports more than I was, and they would always pick like the best teams for the games because all the players had like the best stats. And I would always pick the Jacksonville Jaguars as a joke because they had the worst stats every fucking Madden game that we ever played. And I am still like, I'll go to a Jacksonville Jaguars game. They're fucking, they're dog shit.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to always pick like the New England Patriots or whatever because they had like the best stats in like almost every game.
When I would do like seasonal shit, I always pick the Steelers.
Yeah, that's a good one. They went to the Super Bowl a couple of times, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the New England Patriots have like the highest Super Bowl record or something like that.
I think so, but
I'm
mean,
terrible
we're
at
not.
sports. Let's see.
Yeah.
Who won the most Super Bowls? Los Angeles Rams?
I think that was before they were the LA Rams. They were something else before that.
Yeah, okay. That was completely wrong. That was Google just filling in something. Super Bowl wins by NFL team from 1967 to 2022. Pittsburgh Steelers and New England Patriots are tied at 6. Then it's the
Nice.
San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys at 5. New York Giants and Green Bay Packers at 4. The Broncos, the Washington Commanders, and the Oakland Raiders or the Los Angeles Raiders at 3. And then everything else just goes down from there. Nice. Yeah, so
Mm-mm-mm.
Pittsburgh Steelers and the Patriots. Steelers and the Patriots. All right, fuck off football. Do you mine was probably LSU cuz that I don't really know
Oh
how
yeah.
I got into that team as a kid, but it was interesting cuz my best friend growing up like as a kid was Ethan.
Yep.
Cuz I hung out with him all the time. And he also just happened to like LSU. And originally, like when I was talking to my parents about this, like trying to figure out like like why,
Mm-hmm.
like what made me want to be an LSU fan. And we
Because
always
your dad likes the dogs, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and my dad likes the dogs, and he also liked Georgia. He liked the Bulldogs and Georgia Tech. And
Mm-hmm.
he was a Falcons fan for a while before the whole thing with Michael.
Michael Vick.
Michael Vick, that's right. I couldn't remember his
Yeah.
last name. Yeah, and then he was a Colts fan because my half brother was a Colts fan and all that. But yeah, he never liked LSU, and we always thought it was because Ethan liked LSU, and I always hung out with him as a kid. But then we found a picture of me like really really young before I even knew Ethan with an LSU hat on. So it's like
Mm.
I was like 1 or 2 years old, something like that, on my birthday with an LSU hat on. I was like, we have no idea
That's kind of cool.
how I don't know if I just liked the colors or something, and
Yeah.
so I was like, yeah, give me that one or something. Or
Dude,
if-
the sun is slowly going down and my lighting's getting dimmer.
yeah, I that's why I love my blackout curtains. It's I don't
Yeah.
I hate the sun.
I like the natural light.
It's
we're
nice.
different.
It's nice once in a while. Like this one, I have the flap down there is not. Or no, yeah, that one. Yeah, is not.
I like waking up to it.
Well, yeah. If I want to wake up to sunlight, I will pull the tab up and
Yeah.
open up the window or the blinds rather, so that when the sun comes up, it's nice. But the problem is, if you wake up with the sun, it changes throughout the
I
year.
understand. I understand.
So it's not the same half the year.
I understand. It's okay.
Oh, excuse me, Jesus.
I don't wake up when the sun gets up. That's fucking that's psychotic.
Some people do that. Some people wake up like when the sun comes up. Like that's like how they start their day. They just wait until the sun comes up.
That's fine. That's fine. We're not nocturnal. That's a good cycle. If everything in your life matches up with that, stick to it. Power to you.
That'd be nice. You have enough money. You don't have to worry about what time you get up.
Exactly.
You just wake up when the sun comes up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to burn through these vacation questions, or you just want to 7:15?
What's after the vacation questions? Like, are there still 100-something questions?
This will get us halfway through. If we finish the vacation, that'll get us to 51.
But yeah, let's just do the vacation questions.
Where's the last place you went on vacation?
The last place I went on vacation was Perdido Key. I gotta Google it.
I'm pretty sure mine was Asheville, North Carolina.
You guys do that all the time.
We do it every year. It's our family reunion. We go up there for a weekend. I think at Labor Day or Memorial Day. One of the two. Yeah, we go up on Friday evening, and then we're up there Friday night, Saturday, and then I think we usually leave Sunday morning, or sometimes we'll say Sunday, and if we have Monday off, we'll leave. I can't remember, dude. It's we do it every year, and I still can't fucking remember, but it's a lot of fun. It's an old Christian cabin that my family, my grandparents used to donate money to, church called well, I won't dox the church, but yeah, my grandparents ended up giving so much money to them that we basically have access to that cabin for the rest of our generations or whatever. So that's cool. As long as that church obviously stays there. It would be a bummer if that church went under and we weren't able to use that cabin. Because again, it's something we do every single year. We get this side of the family, my mom's side of the family, and meet up there. Because most of my dad's side of the family lives up north.
Yeah, I went to Perdido Key. I had to find it on the map. Yeah, Perdido Key's nice. We go to we don't do crazy shit beaches anymore. PCB is for psychos.
Yeah. I do.
We go to the small beaches.
I think my last real vacation though was Nashville, Tennessee, when we went. think that was
Nash Vegas. That was good. I
Nash,
liked that.
Nash Vegas. Yeah.
Nash Vegas. That's what my dad always called it when I told him.
It is kind of like a mini Vegas. No gambling though, but yeah.
Yeah. We should go, you and I should go to Biloxi, which is actually a mini Vegas. And it's in Mississippi,
Mm.
and it's 30 minutes away from Mercy.
I would love to go to like actual Vegas one of these days. Like I'm still bummed that I didn't get to go that one time before COVID, but like I feel like now is like if we actually wanted to do it, you know, it'd be within the next couple of months as the summer ends, school gets back in session and people
I
are
wouldn't want to go when it's hot as fuck.
right, that's what I'm saying. I want to go when it's like at the most 75 out, you know, during the day at like the peak hours, you know, sometime during the fall. That'd be nice because it's the desert. The desert gets quite cold at night. It only gets hot during the day.
Yep. I agree.
Where do you plan on going for your next vacation?
On at the beginning of September, we are going to Daytona Beach. And I know that that's a big beach, and I said we don't go to big beaches anymore. But it is specifically because my stepdad has family over there, and he wants to visit them. But we're going to be gone all that week.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going. I think it'll probably be Asheville again. It's like the only,
it is what it is,
it's the
man.
only vacation I really do. I would like
It's
to
free.
go to yeah. I would like to go to Gatlinburg again. I love Gatlinburg.
Don't you guys do that every once in a while?
They went this year and I didn't go with them because the dogs are getting so old to the point where it's difficult for us to get a sitter, you know, and like we hired a sitter when they went to the beach, and we told her that she needed to come like 5 or 6 o'clock every day because I would be at work till 8 o'clock and feed and take the dogs out and fill their water bowls. Well, there were like twice I came home and their water bowls were empty, and they were acting like they hadn't eaten, like they were starving. And after like the 4th day, I called my mom and I was like, hey, can you check the Ring camera and see like if she's been coming? Because every time I'm coming home, the dogs are acting like they haven't eaten anything and the bowls are empty, like the water bowls are empty. And she's like, yeah, let me look. And she was coming at like 2:45, 3 o'clock every day. Like,
It's so fucking stupid.
How-
Like I wouldn't even pay them.
right. And the funny thing was, after we had found that out, like my mom was like, oh yeah, so she had told us that she was gonna be coming early after we had hired her. Like they had laid out the terms, she agreed to them, and then after she had said that that her new job or something, she had to be there at 5 o'clock, so she was gonna come at 3 so that she could make it to work. And it's like, okay, well, you're
stupid.
pointless. Yeah, you're completely useless. Right, I would come home like almost every day and there'd be shit on the floor because the dogs need to like take a shit like 2 or 3 hours after they eat, and if they're getting fed at 3 o'clock and I'm not home for 5 hours later, God, it was obnoxious. So yeah, I usually just end up taking care of the dogs now, which I don't mind. You know, you get some peace and quiet, get the whole house to yourself, you just walk around naked if you want.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Me too. Let's see. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Anywhere in the world. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot to pick from.
There is a lot to pick from. I would just want to live somewhere where I want to live in a place with the least government control. You know, like
Least government control.
like what about New Zealand?
New Zealand, I think New Zealand's pretty blue, to be honest. I think that's New Zealand and Australia.
Or Greenland or Iceland, I don't know.
Iceland's fucking awesome, but they're part of the EU, I think.
Let's see. Oh, here we go.
This fucking dead silence.
Yeah, I'm trying. We're Googling.
I'm just looking at Google Maps. I'm looking at like the entire world. Oh my god, there's actually cities up here? What the fuck?
Let's see. 12 best countries to move to as a single person. Let's see. What's number 1? Spain.
Yeah, Spain. Dude, they fucking party in Spain. There's where is it? Not Barcelona. There was a part of Spain my uncle went to, and it was literally just parties like every day.
Let's see. Freest countries. Switzerland. That's where I'm going.
Switzerland?
I knew it was one of those.
Can you
Dude,
own guns?
I found a human freedom scale. What the
Nice.
fuck? This is kind of sick.
Is it Switzerland?
Yeah, the number 1 is Switzerland at a 9.11, the highest being a 10 on the freedom scale.
Can you own guns in Switzerland?
Let's see. Does Switzerland have gun control? Why? I like how I type in gun and it's gun violence, mass shootings, all that shit comes up. But when I type C, nothing comes up.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I just feel like you need to do Swiss.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Firearm regulation in Switzerland allows for the acquisition of semi-automatic and with a may issue permit, fully automatic firearms by Swiss citizens and foreigners with or without permanent residence. The laws pertaining to the acquisition of firearms in Switzerland are amongst the most liberal in the world. Fuck yeah, dude. That's where I'm going. I'm going to Switzerland.
Are we really?
Yeah, I'm out. See ya.
Find me a Swiss bitch.
Or we can go to Venezuela, the second
No,
least free
no.
country in the world.
Second least free?
Yeah. The first one is the Syrian Arab Republic at 3.66. Brutal.
What's after Switzerland? Like, what's the next free?
New Zealand.
New Zealand, really? I'd move to Switzerland.
Dude, Swiss
That sounds
Swiss
cool.
babes are hot too. Oh, yeah, okay. Fuck New Zealand. On April 10th of 2019, the government passed the Arms Prohibited Arms Magazines and Parts Amendment Act 2019, banning semi-automatic firearms magazines and parts. Gun control. New Zealand shows the way. Dude, fuck this website. Grow up. It's like they're talking about how good this gun control is and how New Zealand tightens gun laws in response to mass shootings. Dude, go fuck yourself. There was literally a video of a dude who killed 6 people with a bow and arrow. He got more kills than the dude with an AR-15. Like, fuck off. The only reason they're upset, I would imagine, is because of that what was it? Was it the mosque shooting?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Wasn't that one in New Zealand? Yes, it was that church, that mosque shooting where that dude rolled in, and I don't even remember how many people he got. Does it even say? Yeah, 51 people were killed and 40 were injured. That's
It
a kill
says-
count right there.
It says, based on the culture,
That's fucking brutal.
women from Switzerland's top 3 traits are not hypocritical, independent, and housewifely.
Spirit Airlines. I'm gone. I'm taking all my guns. I'm going, dude. I'm out of here.
How
Fuck
to
the-
date a
fuck the
Swiss
US.
girl. Top 5 tips. Be moderate with gestures and intimate movements. Kisses, embraces and kinds of PDA do not go within the early relations of Swiss ladies. Okay, that's
you
fine.
gotta court them. Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
be a real gentleman.
Be insistent and proactive. Make the first step toward a woman you like. Okay,
Stalk them.
that's reasonable.
Chase them
Yeah,
at night.
stalk them. Be ready for active leisure in the open air. Strolls in the park, hiking, and skiing are more typical for Swiss women dates than dining in a restaurant. Jesus Christ, what the fuck's wrong
What do
with
they speak over there? Swedish?
Swissish?
Swishes?
Top
Let's see.
language in Switzerland. Dude, I spell Switzerland wrong every time.
All right, Switzerland official languages.
Swiss German.
So, yeah, German, Italian, French, and Romanish. Romanish? Yeah, German is the most common spoke in Switzerland. Over 60% of the Swiss population speak German. Let's see. German's one of the easiest languages to learn. It has plenty of straightforward rules. Yeah, nice. And since English and German stem from the same language family, you might actually be surprised at the things you pick up without even trying. I mean, like, I'm sold. When do we go? I'll give you
should
a
we
year.
go for like an actual trip?
Why not? Yeah, we could go and see what it's like there. Yeah, well, that'd be sick, dude. Let's see.
I know there's a place in Switzerland where you can like rent a tank.
Let's see. In Switzerland. Firearms regulation in Switzerland allows for the acquisition of semi-automatic. Let's see. Yeah, so you just need a special license in order to own fully automatic firearms in Switzerland. That's sick. I wonder about silencers though. Legal in Switzerland, dude. Type it in there. Fully automatic guns. Oh, wait, what? Wait, things are changing. And with a May issue permit, fully automatic firearms. The laws pertaining to most Swiss gun laws, no such license required bolt action rifles, blah, 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 blah. Permits for concealed carrying in public are issued sparingly. I don't know if they're as good as the U.S., actually.
Really?
Things are changing. Over-the-counter sale of hollow point and soft point ammunition is limited to hunting applications only.
That'll just have to be our profession.
Yeah, we'll have to be gunsmiths over in Switzerland. Yeah, we can open a gun store. Let's see. Firearms such as pistols, revolvers, rifles, pump guns, lever action rifles, self-loading guns. Okay, I see. Governs the Switzerland is effective 12 to handling military equipment and blah, 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 blah. Weird. Shock rods or stun guns, throwing stars, brass knuckles. Generally, let's see. Generally prohibited weapons are automatic firearms and military launching devices for ammunition, for projectiles, or for missiles that have an explosive effect and their essential or specifically designed components. Automatic firearms modified to be semi-automatic firearms and their essential components. The foregoing does not apply to Swiss Army firearms, the ownership of which is actually which is acquired by the holder directly from the military authorities. The following semi-automatic handguns equipped with high-capacity loading devices, small firearms equipped with high capacity. Wow, so things changed. Things have definitely changed in Switzerland. The information I must have been reading is
outdated.
Yeah, they've banned a lot of stuff. This is under the generally prohibited weapons, tasers, Buttstock equipped slingshots, throwing stars, shock rods or stun guns, brass knuckles, symmetrical daggers where the blade length is less than 30 centimeters, throwing knives regardless of the shape and size, butterfly knives with a blade of more than 5 centimeters and a total length of more than 12 centimeters, automatic knives of the same dimensions, laser devices, night vision devices, silencers, and grenade launchers. Yeah, they have.
Check Finland.
Is Finland good?
Check Finland.
Let's see. Finland gun control. Firearms regulation.
Wow. Okay, so the thing is, the gun laws could be free in some of these countries that we're looking at, like on a scale of the freest or whatever. But the only 3 countries in the world that protect the right to bear arms is the U.S., Mexico, and Guatemala.
I would totally go to Mexico. I think you can get I think fully autos are. Let's see. Legal. Is it legal in Mexico? No.
No. I don't
Mexico
want to read it in Spanish.
This is Mexico has extremely restrictive gun laws. There are only 2 stores in the entire country.
Wow.
That's crazy. Only 2 gun stores in the entire country? No way. Wow.
Says it.
Look at it. Under these 2 articles, private citizens are generally restricted to semi-automatic handguns or revolvers of a caliber no greater than .380 for home defense, and rifles no greater than a .22, and shotguns no greater than a 12 gauge.
That's a vast difference.
You
A
can't-
22 rifle to a 12 gauge shotgun.
I don't understand why people, for some reason, politicians believe that a 12 gauge shotgun is not the most deadly tool on a battlefield. And that it wasn't almost deemed a war crime by the Germans. Right? I don't understand why people don't. Right. I mean, you get a fucking, an 18-year-old kid hopped up on amphetamines running through a trench with a slam fire. Yeah. I mean, that is literally a demon in those trenches.
I mean, covered in mud, just.
Yeah, like coming out of the mud walls, like with a shotgun. He's he's been sitting there for 12 hours.
He's covered in mud, and all you see is eyeballs. And
he comes out of the mud. You hear boom, boom. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy.
There was one model of the trench gun where it would just it would fire. It was like pump, but it was semi-auto. I don't know how.
It's called Slam Fire. It was the model. It was the 18. It was like the model. Oh man, the trench gun, like 19 or 1870, 18. I think 1897. That's what it was. Model 1897. The Winchester, I think, and it had the Slam Fire. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
They are not expensive.
AKA the trench gun. Yeah, the Winchester model 1897. I was right. Yeah. That is
okay. They're kind of expensive.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
looking at the bids.
If you get a legit one made back then, yeah, they're very expensive. Those are collectors now.
1897 12 gauge pump shotgun hammer made in 1935. $750.
Still not bad for a shotgun. A nice
but
one
this
too.
super clean one with everything that comes with it, as well as the bayonet, $4,500.
Yeah, okay, I can see that definitely.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish these last 2 questions. What countries have you traveled to? Have you ever left?
United States.
You never left the U.S.?
No, I haven't.
I went to a couple places as a kid. I went to Niagara Falls once as a kid. I think. I think I went to Germany once. I can't remember. My parents when they first had me, they used to still travel a little bit before like I started to grow up and they settled down a little bit. Um, and last question, what was your worst vacation experience?
My worst vacation experience was going to Orlando with my ex-girlfriend and my family.
I could see how that would be pretty bad.
Yeah, it just didn't go well,
Mm,
like at all.
mm.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. I think I've told the story a couple times already. Check out our previous episodes, easy plug.
I think, and I really hope that the people who listen to this, the people whom I'm speaking of, don't take offense to it because I was young. You know,
Yeah.
I see what it is now, and I think if I was older at the time, I would have had a much better experience. But I don't know if I would necessarily call it a vacation because I don't think I've really had anything. And not that I can remember, but I remember the worst travel that I ever had to do. Like the worst weekend of travel that I ever did was we went to Florida for my half sister's wedding. And I was a groomsman, so I had to stand up in full kit, cummerbund, and everything. And this is in Florida, like the middle of like I don't think it was the middle of the summer, but it was about 90 degrees out there in the Florida humidity. And it was an outdoor wedding, and we were all just stood outside, and I had to do a rehearsal and all that, and I was just drenched in sweat by the end of it. I was exhausted. And of course, I was at a wedding where I couldn't drink. That's like a majority of the reason you go to a wedding. One, obviously the main to support your loved one or whoever you're going, but the second part and one of the main reasons that bring a lot of people to weddings is because you just get free food and usually an open bar and you get to dance. Like
Yeah.
it's a party. It's literally a party. You're going to a party for adults. Yeah, you're just celebrating, uh, uh, a joining of two people. But it's
A
like,
milestone.
yeah,
A life milestone.
as
Yeah.
a kid, weddings are terrible because
Oh, they're the worst fucking experience. I've been to 2 weddings. I've
yeah,
been to my aunt and uncle's where I was like outrageously fucking young and I could not do anything.
you're
And
just
then
sitting there like with your twiddling your thumbs.
I went to a friend's older brother's wedding, and that's when I got like fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was dancing and shit like that with like the bridesmaids and all that shit. And God, some of them were super hot, but I was younger. I don't even think, to be honest, I'm gonna dox myself. I don't think I was 21. I don't think I was 21.
Ooh.
But his family was like jacking me up, and I was high. I was getting high too.
Oh, you just froze.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Psh, 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 psh.
All right, let's go ahead and end it there. Thank you all for
Alrighty.
watching because I can't think of any other. I don't really had a bad like vacation experience, other than like
Was that the end of the vacation questions?
pretty much, yeah, that was the last one. Yeah.
I gotcha.
Well, okay, hold on real quick. Let me add one time when I was a kid, we went to the beach for the 4th of July, and the 4th of July was like the second day we were there, and we were out on the beach doing sparklers, and like a retard as a young kid, I just like wanted to feel like I wanted to feel the sparkler like after it had burned. So I just grabbed it with my finger and my thumb and I burnt a groove into my finger and my thumb.
Aw.
And it was so fucking painful for the rest of the trip. And like obviously my dad was calling me a little girl the whole time. And
Mhm.
like I had to basically for the rest of the trip hold ice cubes.
That's awful.
Yeah, it
I'm so
sucked.
sorry.
Anytime we went to a restaurant, I would take an ice cube out of my drink and hold it. We had to like rub aloe vera on it yeah, it was like, right at the beginning of the trip. I fucking hurt myself.
Did we ask favorite vacation? I feel like that should have been a question.
No, it wasn't on there. That should have been a question though. Yeah, what was your favorite vacation?
Nashville.
Really?
Yeah.
When we went? Nice. I think mine was probably the first year Harry Potter World opened at Universal Studios.
Nice.
I was so into Harry Potter at the time.
so excited.
Yeah, and like the I think the last couple of movies had like maybe just come out or were coming out. I can't remember, and like we went and I got a wand, and we had butterbeer, and they had turned our favorite coaster, my sister and I's favorite coaster, into a ride in the Harry Potter world. Yeah, that was nice. But I think definitely the second one would be Nashville too. That was such a good trip. I just wish I didn't pass out that night.
Yeah, yeah.
That one night
I
I
mean,
passed out was.
it was a long night, so
Yeah, I missed you dancing.
it's okay. It's okay.
I'll put that video here. No, I'm just kidding. Woo! Thank you for watching episode 44. If you liked it, make sure you follow, subscribe, like, or whatever you're listening on. If you're on YouTube, check us out on the go if you want to. Check out our links, anxietypool.com. We're on Spotify, YouTube, and iTunes or whatever. If you're on mobile, check us out on YouTube. We got that video available down there. Check it out, anxietypool.com. Check it out, anxietypool.com. Check it out, right there. Yeah, right there, down there. Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.